Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Knowing the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a lesson through the Spirit. I came across this video. It says Republicans plan to gut safety net programs and give more taxes to the rich. As there's been a case of rich against the poor, poor against the rich. You know, as they say, the rich get richer and the poor gets poor, because you understand about the ruling class elite or monarchy, which is a 1% rule. You have to understand that they keep the wealth among themselves, because in fact they borrow money from the rich. I mean, they borrow money from the poor, or they use the poor money to stay rich while increasing their own value or increasing their own riches, okay, through taxes and particular statutes and passing of certain laws and legislations, and also hoarding resources, and also extracting all the particular resources to themselves while leaving the poor people out, okay? And in this case, the poor is Jake, all right? But it says Trump about to take y'all away y'all food stamps, but not me, because I'm on disability. And all these programs like bureaucracies, all these things are getting ready to phase out here in a little bit, you know, because you got brothers out here that's actually going through the child support system or the Title 4D system, you know, the tax systems, and just in debt in general to Esau, because of the particular codes and statutes that they come about, you know. So it's all oppression at the end of the day, and we need deliverance from this place because, you know, like I said, the elites, they hoard all the resources among themselves, and they keep the resources among the families. And that way they're able to generate and recirculate wealth into their particular kind, while leaving the lower class or the middle class to work, you know, because everybody gets rich off the middle class, man. Like it was a table, it was like a meme I seen a few years ago, and it was basically a picture of the ruling class elite sitting at the round table, and the legs of the table was the middle class, and they was holding the table up to keep the elites rich, okay? And that comes from your taxes, you know, you're paying your rent, your bills, you know, your energy bills, you know, you're buying gas, and really taxes, man. Okay, as taxes are a direct tribute into the elites. Same thing they did back in the time of the Roman Empire. They imposed taxes on the citizens, man. And this is why you had a lot of insurrections against the Roman Empire, because of unlawful taxes. All right, but anyway, this is like a 4-minute video. Play a couple of minutes of it, and I'm gonna get a couple of precepts, and that'll be that.
Trump administration, when they get sworn in on January 20th of next year, already has a plan in place. They're actively working with members of Congress right now to not only extend the tax cuts that they had passed in 2017 that benefited the wealthy elite and left the rest of us with absolutely nothing, but they understand you can't just, extend a tax cut because it's predicted to add $4 trillion to the deficit, and we can't have the deficit going up. So don't worry. The plan is not just to extend those tax cuts to the wealthy elite. They also want to cut Medicaid and food stamps. The incoming...
And that's going to be a direct blow into the Jake communities, okay? Because even though Esau receives more aid than Jake, okay, because they're the ones that's really the welfare recipients, because really it's for them and the small hats over there in Israel. But Jake is publicized to be the one that's abusing the welfare system, you know, which welfare is really just set up to get you by until you're able to get back on your feet. But you got people that abuse it. And, you know, a lot of so-called black women, Hispanic and Native American women, and Edomite women, they go down to these particular centers or these bureaucracies, and then they plead for aid, and they give some sob story, and before you know it, they're hunting the fathers down and illegally extracting money and resources from the father, you know, and it's just a never-ending recycle of doom, you see. But all this shit is getting ready to collapse, because when this new administration takes office, the Lord's will, if Trump gets in, hopefully he's go straight to the drawing board to go straight to war, man, okay, because there's a war in what you call the Middle East between Iran and Israel, and then you have the Ukrainian and the war between NATO and the EU, all right? Then you have Russia. So Things are getting ready to happen, but Lord's will, when Trump gets in office, hopefully this system just kind of, I just hope it just needs to collapse, man. All right. They're in a 40-some trillion dollar deficit, roughly 37 trillion dollar deficit, round up to 40. But regardless of it, man, it just, enough is enough. All right. So anyway, let me get a precept real quick. It's the book of Proverbs 28. And I'm going to start at verses. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 29 and 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, right? And the righteous is, we're not in authority now, all right? But the wicked is in power. This is why every year or every so often you have an increase of taxes. Like if you look at your grocery bill, you're getting charged like 2 different taxes, man. You know, like how the hell is that possible? Like I went to a little restaurant that I typically go to throughout the week, you know, to give me a bite to eat, something to eat. And I'm looking at the bill and it's like either they're adding gratuity into the tax already or they're just overly taxing. Because ain't no reason why I should be paying an extra $3 in tax on a hamburger, man. So gratuity is nothing more but an extra tax. And then you're tipping them on top of that. So they're getting money. They're raking in money hand over fist. And that's all usury. Okay. And that's oppression. Because the average citizen here, you're totally taxed against your will. Social Security tax, Medicare tax, payroll tax, federal tax, state tax, you know, and the list goes on. There's no remedy for it. Okay. But it says here, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. All right. And we're in mourning right now because, see, they have what they call an income tax, which they deduct from your payroll, which is your gross or annual income, allegedly, that you get from your job. Right. But see, what they don't tell you is that income is something that you make a profit off of. And you can tax up to 20% of that. So if you have like a business or residual business, or you have something like stocks or something like that, then they can tax that, okay, for like the roads and infrastructure and to put in a charity pot. But your labor wage, your payroll wage, they can't tax that, man. Okay, that's not taxable. But they've tricked the people and told them, well, that's called income. That's not income. That's a labor wage. Because when you think of labor, what do you think about? You think of working. Okay, and people go to work for their paychecks. But yet you're getting 30 to 35, sometimes even 40 to 45% deducted from your payroll taxes. And on top of that, most Jakes are on child support. So that's another 30%. Okay, so you roughly are losing 70% of your income, and you barely have anything to survive, man. Okay, which is going to lead to the ultimate insurrection sooner than later, because people are getting fed up with these systems, with these child support systems, with the unlawful tax. Like you got this guy, Rand Paul, and Trump talking about abolishing the Fed. Well, if they abolish the Fed, it's because the dollar collapses on the way. And they need to get over to the CBDCs, man, which will be a form of which will be instituted in a form of the MOTB. All right. This is the book of Proverbs 28 and 2. It says, a poor man oppresseth the poor is like a sweeping rain, which leaveth no food. Okay. And Esau technically is a poor man because he's a peasant. But the poor is Jake. Okay. And it says like a sweeping rain, which leaveth no food, man. All right. And I'm going to go down here. It says, he that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance, he should gather it for him that would pity the poor. And who is creating usury? Esau. You know, just like prime example, like a Title 4D debt, right? That's not even a real validated debt. Okay, it's not a real debt at all. It's not even what they call in these tribunal courts, they call it it's not a validated debt. Okay, in a state, and these private institutions are acting on behalf of the state government to extract money from you, man. And that's off as hell. That's wickedness. Because let's just say if you owe $100 and you miss the payment, they're taxing you probably up to 33%, which is usury. But how can you ever get ahead? Which shows you that this is a corrupt system, man. All right.
Trump administration. That I have to repeat this, millions of people voted for because they thought, hey, he's going to help my financial situation. When he comes into office, he is going to rob from the poor and give the money to the rich.
Hey, we just read that. He that increases his riches, right? We just read that in Proverbs the 28th chapter. So everybody that was shouting DJ Trump, hey, this particular presidency, this man may show his horns, Lord's will. You know, because like we said, whether Biden got in or Kamala was selected, it don't matter. At the end of the day, the plans of the elites are gonna go full steam ahead.
Robin Hood in reverse is their policy that they are literally working on right now, folks. Boy, that doesn't sound very populisty of Donald Trump, now does it? And yet all we hear is how Donald Trump's a populist person. He pretends to be, absolutely. But he is anything but a man of the people. He and his administration want to cut their own taxes. Because let's not forget, I think a lot of times, obviously, when people talk...
They don't even pay taxes. Come on, give me a break. You think the president is really paying taxes? Okay, even though he's a peasant, that's for the poor. Okay, the Caesars of Rome, they didn't fucking pay taxes. They was the monarch. They didn't contribute to it. They was getting tributary, which proves that they're in power, man.
Talk about these tax breaks for the wealthy. They talk about Republicans are trying to take care of their donors. You know, they're trying to take care of the wealthy elite. But listen closely, folks. They also get these tax cuts. Donald Trump doesn't want these tax cuts to help out his donors. He doesn't give a damn about them. He wants these tax cuts because he saves money. He gets the tax cuts. Most of the members of Congress, the House and Senate, by the way, on both sides, get these same tax cuts. So that's the main driver of this. It's not just to take care of their donors. I think that's a small piece of it. The main thing is because they get the tax cuts. And they're willing to take money away from poor people in this country to pay for them.
But that's how the rich stay rich, okay? They always took money for the poor. That's a common method. The rich get rich and the poor don't get a damn thing. Isaiah 10, and I'm going to start at 1. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Right, man, and the fatherless is our people, because most Jakes don't have fathers in the society because either they locked up or they left or the mother then pushed them away, and you got Big Daddy government that stepped in and assumed the role of daddy, man. All right? But it says to turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor of my people. And in this society, you're supposed to be sovereign, right? But yet you're withheld to income tax, you're withheld to a driver's license, a state ID, which according to the constitutional law, which technically we're not under that, we're under a different treaty now. But according to the constitutional law, you have the right to travel, okay? Only how you would need a license is if you're operating a commercial vehicle or you're transporting commerce or cargo. Okay, like a truck driver, if you're working for a company or a business and you're transporting cargo with insurance, then you have to have what they call a license, man. A driver's license to transport that cargo, but you don't necessarily need a license in order to drive around the world or the city or the state. But, you know, this place is so corrupted, they've gotten away with it all this time, to the point if you do ride around without a license plate, they're going to arrest you and give you tickets, and you got to go through all types of inconvenience just to get it cleared out. But before you get that, you came out your pocket with thousands of dollars, man. And who got the time to deal with all that? So it's a mere inconvenience living in this system, and this is why the Lord has to come back and destroy this goddamn place, man. Okay, according to James the 5th chapter. But it says, and what will ye do in the day of visitation and in the desolation which shall come from afar? It says, to whom will ye flee for help, and where will ye leave glory? Okay, so
in case I need to hammer that point home a little bit more, here it is. They want to cut health care for low-income Americans. They want to take food stamps, SNAP benefits, away from low-income families. Millions of children in this country.
And low-key, they need to. They need to take away the fucking food stamps. Now, I'm flipping over. They need to take because like I said, you got a lot of welfare queens out there. And a lot of these bitches, they go get TANF, which is they'll borrow money from the state, and then the state will track the father down and put that nigga on child support, all because she wants to be a lazy bitch. And that's the result of a lot of these welfare queens out here, man. Don't even work for shit, but yet they getting all this money in child support. And the men, they don't know their rights, so they don't know how to fight it off or defend it. And they get locked into these unfavorable agreements because the courts are going to always side with the woman. Okay, there's no remedy in state for Title 4D, you know?
already suffer from food insecurity, meaning they do not know when their next meal will be. They do not eat every day. This is not a country that has these people out there taking advantage of Medicaid or taking advantage of food stamps. Could you find the odd case to say, oh, this person did? Sure you could. You can find the odd case to prove anything. There's always outliers, but that does not mean that a majority or even a significant number of people commit this kind of fraud. But Republicans have sold the country on the narrative that they are committing fraud, right? How many times do we hear about the person on SNAP benefits and, oh, they're buying candies and chocolate. Oh, look, they've bought lobster and steak. Yeah, one person does one thing one time, and then everybody else who's obeying the rules suffers for it. But Republicans don't care about that either. They don't care about waste and fraud. They don't actually give a damn about those things. What they do care about is putting more money in their own pockets. And if they have to take it out of the mouths of needy children, then by God, they're telling us right now.
Well, because they don't, I mean, you know, that's the devil. That's what the devil would do. Scriptures goes into a bipartisan system, a political system. It's the book of Revelation 13. And I'm going to start at verses 11. It says, and I beheld another beast coming out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right. And those two horns goes into your Republican, your Democrat, your political systems. And the Roman Empire, you had what they call plebeians and patricians. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him. And we know the first beast is talking about the Roman Empire, which I said they had a monarch over the people. Now, America is not necessarily a democracy because it's actually a republic. And this is why you have a hierarchy, a government structure. Okay, you have an elite structure, tribunal courts, etc. It says, and cause of the earth and them which dwelleth therein to worship the first beast whose deadly wound was healed. And we're in the last revival of the Roman Empire. And this place is getting ready to be destroyed, brothers. All right. So just, be patient, stay prayed up, and ask the Lord to hasten the day, because, we all are looking, like the scriptures goes into the day that the captive or the captive hasten to be loosed. OK, we ready to get the hell up out of here, man. Just depression is, it's enough is enough. Tired of going on this goddamn devil, tired of these women having somewhat power over us and being able to play with our lives the way that they seem fit, all because they want to be bitter and they want to go out and fuck as many niggas as they can, while corrupting the children at the same time. I don't support that method, and I'm not going to support that. But anyways, Isaiah 32:9, rise up, ye women that are at ease, and hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear to my speech, right? You careless women. And you women are getting ready to catch all kinds of hell. And guess what? Like the brother Amwan Gabar said in this video, hey, the men of the Lord are going to watch you get dealt with. Okay? Baby mamas, ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, whatever you want to call these women. Hey, a lot of you are getting ready to get straight up power drive, man. Head first. And guess what? We ain't going to be there to help your ass. I damn sure ain't helping no ex. Don't even forget about it. All right? But it says here, many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women. For the venture shall fail and the gathering shall not come. All right. Meaning your systems, your child support systems, like he mentioned, food stamps, all those are particular benefits that you've been getting, that you've been raising up the debt for. Hey, these things are getting ready to be cut off. And I pray that Donald Trump cuts this shit off, man. All right. I don't want to have to endure another 4 years of just hamster wheel shit, bro. Every single day is the same thing. You hear rumors of revolting. You hear rumors of an economic collapse and shit happens, bro. Like, come on. Enough is enough, bro. Let's go. And it says, trouble you women that are at ease and be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And they shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields and the fruitful vines. But upon my land of my people shall come up thorns and briars. Yea, upon all the houses, joyous in the joyous city, man. So hell is getting ready to come down to this place, and man, honestly speaking, and it's overdue in my humble opinion. But everything is on the Lord's time. So with that, all praises and glory and honor that is due to Yahweh Bashimi Hawashai Bashim Rakakwadash. Lord's will you were edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.